I'm Shirakawa from ohe Transport. Thank you for having me today.
Thank you for being here. You were really on a roll just a moment ago. Could you talk again about how the whole industry, the whole horse racing world is in danger?
Oh, yes, of course. Well, honestly, I've been hesitant about when to go public with this. There are some things I still can't disclose, but there's no doubt it'll send shockwaves through the industry. One of the triggers was the 2024 problem, and as a result, our company had to withdraw from the Sapporo and Hakodate areas. You might not have noticed, but there are other companies that have also pulled out. So as for why we had to do that, ultimately, the law is the rule set by the government. Up until now, we've lived through a period of time where, for the most part, rules were basically non-existent.
I think that was more for the older generation.
But now, with the introduction of severe penalties and heavy administrative actions, take Japan Post for example. They made the news because they're huge, but similar cases are popping up everywhere. Companies are being penalized, it's happening right here in Shizunai as well. To get to the point, there are various types of penalties that can be imposed. For instance, you might be banned from using 2 or 3 trucks for a month. For minor infractions, it might just end with something like that. Then there's business suspension. You're completely forbidden from working. At worst, your license is revoked. You can't even run the company anymore.
You mean they're forced out of business?
They're completely finished now.
So all the drivers would suddenly lose their jobs all at once?
They'd end up out on the street.
That's the scariest part.
Exactly. For me, I naturally want to protect my employees. And I also don't want to cause any trouble for our customers. But what exactly constitutes trouble for a customer? That's where management decisions and top-level judgments likely differ among peers. Ultimately, everyone wants their goods shipped. They ask why things they could ship before can't be shipped now. They hear about the 2024 problem on the news, but don't get why things have to change. Especially in this transport industry, horse transport accounts for less than 0.something%, particularly 2-man operations with 2 drivers on board. It's a bit better now that some exceptions have been made. We're somehow managing to keep the transport going with that. On the flip side, the laws are so complex that even the Ministry of Transport can't make a clear judgment.
Right, they don't know what it's like on the ground.
They don't. So if we ask if a certain move is a violation and what we should do, even if I ask, how far can we go? They don't give me an answer right away. They probably have to look into it quite a bit, since nobody really knows for sure.
So you mean their intentions are getting ahead of reality?
Well, isn't that the case for everyone on the ground? Politicians just arbitrarily and bureaucrats make these laws, and then the people on the ground have to deal with them. The structure is always the same. In the end, it's just physically demanding as well. I mean, the speed at which the laws change is just so fast. Plus, this might sound like political criticism, and I'm not sure if I should even say this, but the other day, I happened to take a taxi, which is a bit of a luxury for someone like me, and I was talking with the driver about it.
Right.
Politicians need to get a move on, instead of having these old-timers running things forever. Japanese politics can't even speak up to other countries, and they're just so slow to act. The ruling and opposition parties just bicker and hold each other back, so nothing ever gets done. And then, out of nowhere, they find some compromise and pass these meaningless laws, and it's the people on the ground who end up suffering for it. It's really just hopeless. Well, complaining about the authorities doesn't change anything, but it might just be one small vote, but this is the result of what the people chose. Naturally, for me, I wonder what the customers think, depending on how they take it. Well, they might be like, whoa, hold on. But honestly, my employees' livelihoods are what's most important.
Right.
We only exist because we're given work, of course, but I want to protect my employees' livelihoods. That's why I don't want the company to go under. It doesn't matter what happens to me, even if I were to die. I'm responsible for the lives of my employees. I believe that's what it means to be a business owner. Whether you're a horse owner or a ranch owner, you're all business owners. So I think you'll understand why I'm saying this. So, in terms of how to avoid causing trouble for our customers, basically, if we were to receive an administrative penalty or during the off-season when there's naturally no demand for transport, and they just said, ohe, you can't operate during this specific period, that would be fine. But if that penalty happens during the peak season when the demand for moving horses is high, then the horses just won't be able to move. Very fortunately, we've been able to maintain the largest market share in this industry, so if ohe were to stop, honestly, horse racing would be affected too. It would be huge news. And that would be the biggest problem of all, wouldn't it? Customers might suddenly need to move their horses, but, well, we wouldn't be able to. And others would be fully booked, so they couldn't help. They don't usually use them, so they can't just ask out of the blue. They won't take the job.
Right.
Honestly, I've felt this way for a long time now, and I do have these strong feelings. I want people to say, I want ohe.horseline to do it. It has to be them. I really want to have overwhelming service quality, to keep widening the gap and remain the best. That's how I want everyone to feel about us, and that's the kind of service I want to provide. But honestly, as a business owner, I feel there's a real risk involved. For example, if I take a vehicle to a repair shop, their technical skills are just outstanding. They notice all sorts of things and check parts I didn't even ask them to. There are definitely places like that. Honestly, I'd love to have them handle everything for us. But if we rely on them completely and then they're gone or something happens, we'd be left wondering what to do.
Right.
That's why we have to hedge our risks. We're very grateful that many of our customers are ohe.horseline only. There are many who say they won't use anyone but ohe.horseline.
Yeah.
But given the reality of what's starting to happen, I'd like them to maintain connections with other companies as well. I think we're the most committed to following the law. We don't want to cause any trouble for our customers, and we don't want to burden our employees either. I believe that sentiment is clearly very strong.
That's true. The 2024 and 2025 issues. If we don't clear those 100%, it affects management, it affects the employees, and we won't be able to provide the same service to customers.
That's right. So, customers might think only we've pulled out of Sapporo and Hakodate for now, but it's definitely going to become impossible for everyone. So I really want people to be prepared for that. It's not just Sapporo and Hakodate. After ohe.horseline sent out that formal request to everyone, if you ask if we've completely cleared the 2024 issue, honestly, we haven't. The people taking the orders sometimes give in to customer pressure and end up doing things they shouldn't be doing. But I know this can't continue. So I've been very firm with those individuals. We need to clear it completely. If we're going to do it, we have to be 100% compliant. That's exactly why we had to raise our shipping rates. If we can't do that, then it's basically a scam. I asked them if they wanted their subordinates to feel like they're working for a fraudulent company. I've had those tough conversations. It's the same for the customers, right? After raising prices that much, if we get hit with an administrative penalty and can't transport the horses, they're going to be furious, and rightly so.
No doubt about it.
I don't want our customers to feel that way or to betray their trust. But it's not just the 2024 issue. In 2025, another incredibly strict law has been enacted. We're going to have to increase our staff even further. And of course, we have to maintain our number of drivers. There are a number of different issues I can't make public right now. So, although this video might be released before the official notice, we will be asking for another significant increase in shipping rates. It might sound presumptuous, but I'm feeling a bit emotional right now. I'm honestly not quite sure if this should be made public or if maybe I should just cut it. I might be overstepping my bounds, but my sincere feeling is I don't intend for this to end with my generation. For the sake of this industry, this company must continue to exist, and I'm committed to that. I hope you understand. What's necessary is necessary. There may be companies or clients who think we're profitable. But among our peers, we're definitely making the least profit. We're investing in people and investing in equipment. But that's not enough. Without a solid foundation, we won't survive in the future. Whether my judgment is wrong or not is ultimately for the clients to decide. If a client says they're only staying for 5 more years, they can just go with a cheaper option or someone who'll do whatever they say. Without your support, it'll likely become impossible for us. Even ohe.horseline, with the largest fleet and market share, would end up causing significant trouble for our clients. But I really hope you understand that certain things are necessary and that we have to make these requests. As for why, I'd rather not criticize others in the industry, so please read between the lines. Since you're the ones paying, I imagine many of you are business owners yourselves. To the young business owners who are supporting employees and moving forward, if you're someone who intends to be in this for the long haul, I'd like you to judge for yourselves. Because this is the reality. The problems are truly piling up. It's a deep-seated issue. I want to reach a point where I can share some positive news, like we've finally seen a glimmer of hope. I'm currently doing everything I can so that I'll be able to share that through videos or other means. I'd like to be able to make that public as soon as possible. Thank you very much for today.
Thank you very much.
Ohe is currently looking for drivers. Please take a look at our recruitment or corporate site, which you can find in the description below, and if you're interested, we'd love for you to apply.